Hi there, this is a quick overview of the Boardflare Python for Excel add-in, which you can access by clicking on the icon here. You'll be taken to, typically this is the entry point that you'll be brought to. I was working on a function earlier, so it took me to the editor. Let's actually start with the editor. So this is where we enter code to create functions. And the way the add-in works is you create a Python function and it converts it into a Excel function of the same name. So we've got this simple function here that says hello, and I've saved it and it's created a function in Excel called hello. So if I click equals hello, you'll notice I get this, and I can select a cell just like a regular Excel function, and away I go. And so you can do anything you want. The key thing is that it has to be a function. This is not the same as the Microsoft Python in Excel. This is functions only. That's what is unique about it. That's what is useful. It is not trying to replicate what is in the standard Microsoft Python capability. Okay, so let's come back to one other thing to note here is that if we add a print statement with some, well, we could just actually put the name in there and click save. That'll recalculate the function, and you'll notice over here that let's recalculate this again. You'll notice that it outputs the print statement here in the info panel, and so you can clear it with that button. If for some reason your function has some errors in it and it's getting hung, you can click reset, which will reset the whole add-in instead of having to close the workbook. Okay, so and if you can create new derivative functions, all you have to do is give them a different name and it'll save it as a separate function, and then you can see the functions that are listed in the drop down here. And you can delete functions with once you've selected a function, the X will show up and you can delete it from the workbook. Okay, so if we go back to the insert function menu, any functions you create will be listed at the top with a little user icon. And then all of the pre-built ones that come with the add-in are listed below. And you can also search for them by category, or you can search for them by name. So let's just pick one of these functions here. You can actually get the source code also by going to the website, and it tells you you're going to insert it into A3, and we can use some example data. And if we go ahead and click insert, what this is going to do is insert the custom function with the BF prefix. Now we have a couple other options here. We can also insert the result instead of the formula. This is useful because if you make changes to your workbook that triggers a recalculation, if you've got a function that you do not want to recalculate, maybe it's using some AI, API calls, or other things that you only want to have happen once, then you can select this as an option, and we'll put that into A7. And you will notice you get the exact same result, but these are actual values in these cells, whereas this is a formula. So if we delete a column, let's say to trigger a recalculation, you notice these recalculated, this did not. The other option we've got is to insert if the packages that are used by your function are supported in the Microsoft native Python and Excel, you could also insert this exact same code into a PY cell, which we'll do here. And so you'll notice that this is the PY cell, and we can scroll down and we can see that the function codes have been inserted here, and we get the exact same result as you would expect. There's a couple other tabs here for some brief instructions. and link to documentation, and also the ability to log yourself out if you need to. Anyways, that's it for now. Happy coding and good luck.